Alright, just got to the hospital. It's going to be very, very short. I believe in about an hour and a half they're going to roll me through. Got my IV started. Getting a little nervous, but I'm ready.
Okay, so Justin is about 2 hours post-op. He's super excited to be done. He loves all the procedures. Baby, you have to lean forward for that. Come on. Okay. And we are going to enjoy the next 24 hours before we go home. And hopefully the drugs will be as fabulous as they told us they would be. I'm sorry, what else?
Super tired.
You're excited?
Tired. T-I-R-E-D.
He's tired. Okay, and he's tired. Okay, awesome.
So everything.
Day 6. I started off quite well, I think. Alright guys, so this is gonna be part of my 1 week post-op video. This is actually 1 week right now. I'm just gonna show you a quick how I'm taking my medications. You have to crunch up a bunch of your pills in a pill crusher and then use a little bit of juice or whatever the liquid you want to fill up these syringes. So right here is amoxicillin. You have to take an antibiotic 2 times a day for 7 days. So on the last day, which is great. But I just used orange Gatorade and then I mashed up the amoxicillin and just throw it up. This one tastes really, really bad. But this is the last day, so. And then I also have liquid Tylenol. They're most likely going to give you pill form when you leave the hospital. But I would just suggest going to like Walmart or Walgreens or something and pick up liquid Tylenol and liquid ibuprofen. I stopped taking Percocet after like 2 days. So I'll just kind of show you how I do it real quick. So this is the amoxicillin, this one I don't like. So you just kind of put it in the dark. And I use my pinky. And then you kind of gotta chase it. You gotta chase it with another liquid. You should be able to drink out of cups. I always able to drink out of cups the day of surgery. I only use syringes for medication, so Alright guys, I'm gonna keep making more videos and just kind of make a compilation of week 1. I hope this helped you. Day 9 post-op. Huh. Hmm. Hi YouTube. This is actually day 10 after surgery. I'm just gonna kind of go over pretty much all the days since surgery, starting from the day of, because I didn't really elaborate in my last video, because day 3 and 4 were really crap for me. I mentioned in there, like, I was like sort of kind of regretting the surgery. I definitely wasn't. Just don't let your emotions get to you the first few days, because it really does suck. But I'm just gonna get straight into it. And there's gonna be a slideshow in this video, as long as a couple other videos, to kind of show you guys just kind of my progress. Okay. And so I'll start with the day of surgery. So I woke up at about 4 a.m. and I got to the hospital around 5:30, and then surgery wasn't until 7:30. So what they did was started my IV and just kind of talked to me for a little bit, the surgeon and the anesthesiologist. They had me change into my hospital gown and cap, and then about maybe like 30 minutes, it was probably like 7 o'clock, one of the anesthesiologists came in and went ahead and pushed the Versed, which is one of the medications they use to put you to sleep. And then usually they push more before you go to sleep, but I guess I passed out before I even they had me count. Because I don't even remember. I just remember them taking me back in the chair, and then poof, I was out. So let's see. So I woke up breathing significantly better out my nose. It was awesome. Apparently before surgery I had impaired breathing out my nose, but it got fixed with surgery. Although it was short-lived for a few days because I was, oh sorry I'm drooling, isn't it disgusting? I was very congested. And I don't know, day 2 and day 3, but I'll keep going on with this. Okay, so I wasn't in a lot of pain the day of surgery afterwards. I was pretty loopy. The anesthesia has a lot more of an effect on you than you think it does. Like, you think you're all with it, and you're like, oh, I'm fine, I can text people. Don't let your, whoever's taking care of you, don't let them have you text anyone, or, and be careful of who you invite to go visit you in the hospital that day, because you're going to be pretty out of it. So you might say stuff that you probably shouldn't want to say. So my aunt stayed with me the whole time until about bedtime. And then I wasn't feeling really nauseous after the surgery until after I drank some, I had Ensure shake that day. And then after I drank it, I was just drinking it just straight out the cup. I was not doing syringes for food at all. I did not this entire time. I had some great friends come by, which was really awesome. I had only two that tried to be okay with me being around while I'm all like loopy. But they actually helped me change clothes, because they make you strip pretty much naked except for your gown. And apparently I was like flashing people, so they helped me change into like a shirt and scrubs. But like I said, my aunt stayed with me until about 9, and I fell asleep until I think about 1 a.m. And then I called for the nurse. I thought it was like 6 a.m. when I woke up, but it was actually only 1, and I was trying to shower, because I don't know, when I'm sick, I always feel like I want to shower. I woke up, I wasn't really feeling that much congested, but other than that, it was okay. So I woke up for like around an hour at 1, and then went back to sleep, and woke up around 6. So I think I got about 8 hours that night, which is great, because that was the most sleep I got in the next 3-4 nights. Day one, I'll talk about day one after. So I left the hospital around 10 a.m. So that's about a few hours after I woke up. I was supposed to get more medication before I left, but I ended up not taking it, and I just left, and then tried to wait until I got back. But then the pain started to kick in the car. So make sure before you leave the hospital, you're like up to date on your meds, because your pain's it's gonna start to get a little high. It wasn't too bad for me. You got up to like a 6 out of 10. But another thing you gotta remember is if you want to get out of the hospital, the criteria to get out of the hospital for most surgeons is usually pain control. Your pain needs to be under like a 4 or a 5. It needs to be around like a 5 or under on pain medication for you to be able to leave. Because if not, they're going to need to mess around with your pain medications, and they don't want to let you go yet. You're going to need to be able to pee by yourself, because most likely during the surgery you're going to get a urinary catheter, and then you need to be able to pee without that before they can let you leave. You need to be tolerating by mouth, or PO. So you need to be able to keep water down without throwing up, not feeling nauseous, or food. You know, I ate 1,100 calories in the morning the day of surgery, and I wasn't feeling nauseous. They'll give you a medication for nausea. It's called Zofran, at least it did for me, and it dissolves on the side of your mouth, which is awesome because you don't have to syringe it down. And then you also have to be walking. So right when I got from surgery, I was walking around, like doing laps around the little charge station the nurses have there. My recovery place was 2 hours away. I'm actually in, 2 hours away from my main town, recovering with my aunt right now. Honestly, you need someone to take care of you. Like, you seriously need someone to take care of you as much as you can. At least someone to watch over you. Luckily, my aunt kind of played mom a little bit and was like making me take my medications, making me eat, making me drink water, because you're not going to feel up to it the first 3-4 days, honestly. At least in my experience. You have to take a lot of medications. So I was in and out of sleep in the car on the way home. Like I said, I was drinking out of cups and bottles immediately after the surgery. Maybe like an hour or two, I was already using a cup. Never used syringes, only for medications. Speaking of medications, so you're going to be taking a lot of medications. So you're going to be taking an antibiotic. I took amoxicillin for 7 days, twice a day. Ibuprofen, Percocet, Mucinex. I used a nasal spray. I had a mouthwash, and I used Zofran. And they had Colace for me, which is a stool softener, which they give to you when they prescribe narcotics. But I ended up just getting milk of magnesia, because that's just a liquid form I could use. None of the medications I had were in liquid form. So what I did, we had to use like a pill crusher, and it's seriously awful. I have a mini video in here that describes doing the medication, so I'm not going to go too much into it right now. Just know it sucks. So try to do it the best as you can, because you need to get those medications down. I drank mostly Ensure shakes, or blended up shakes that my aunt made me. If I wanted something salty, I usually had like chicken broth or something like that. I tried to blend up like chopped ramen and some other things. It honestly wasn't that great. They could barely fit through my teeth. It was kind of ridiculous. Day 2, I'll move on to that. I was congested. It was very hard to breathe throughout the day. I dreaded taking my medications because you had to take so many in these big 60-inch syringes that it would make me like gag. And then like if you couldn't breathe out your nose and you were pushing medications down your throat, you had to find like time to breathe, and it was already disgusting. So you're like, oh my god. I went for a 20-minute walk that day, and I want to say my swelling actually peaked on day 2, but it stayed about the same until like day 4 or 5. And as you can tell, my swelling is really good right now on day 10. I'm doing really good. Let's see. Oh, I was afraid to fall asleep, honestly, after day 2, because I was so congested and I was rubber banded shut that you could barely open your mouth. And I was like, and I didn't feel like I was getting enough in. And on top of that, I was taking Percocet at the time. So you're feeling loopy and you can barely breathe. You just feel so anxious. I did, at least. I literally thought I was going to die. And I'm not even kidding. Like, I was so anxious. I maybe got 1 or 2 hours of sleep that night. I actually had my aunt sleep on the couch with me, just to kind of make sure I wasn't going to like go crazy. I'll just skip on to day 3 now. Pretty much covered up for day 2. threw up all my meds and my food twice that day. That really sucked. We ended up buying some over-the-counter Tylenol and ibuprofen liquid because that was just the best thing to do, so I wouldn't have to pill crush as many stuff down. On that day, on day 3, I was feeling really lazy. I wasn't really motivated to do anything, really. I was starting to get really dehydrated. You need to keep hydrated, by the way. I think I was kind of thinking I was having complications from the surgery because my sinuses were really clogged, and I felt I was starting to get kind of warm. So I thought maybe I was developing some kind of infection. So I was kind of freaking myself out for nothing, but really I was just dehydrated. I needed to drink a lot more water. So on the following day I started drinking a lot more water, and I felt way better. Yeah, like I said, I was having kind of doubts on day 3 about the surgery, just kind of like, should I have done it? Because it was just so awful for me. Those anxiety attacks were really bad. But anyways, I was still really pleased with the results at that time because my teeth were looking so good. And I was just so, that day. I ended up dozing in and out that night on the couch. And then that was the day I kind of stopped, like, sleeping, facing up. I was just like, whatever, I'm just going to sleep as much as I can on the side. Because at that point I was like, I don't even care about the swelling right now. I'm just going to try to live. And then I was trying to stay on top of my pain. You need to stay on top of your pain medications. Because even if you're not feeling pain the first few days, like, you need to take the pain medication because if the pain starts, if you start taking pain medications after it starts, it's still going to take like half an hour to an hour to kick in. So you need to stay on top of it. If you're not taking Percocet, make sure you're doing your Tylenol every 4 hours and your ibuprofen every 6 hours. Let's see. Oh, yeah. And just to let you guys know, I have not used heat or ice on my face or anything since day 1. And my swelling is actually really good for day 10. If you've seen other people's videos, I'm doing a lot better, and I haven't done any of these, like, home remedies to get your swelling to go down. Haven't slept elevated, haven't used ice, haven't used heat, and it's fine. So, whatever. I'm not saying you shouldn't do those things. I'm saying at day 10, I look fine and I didn't do any of those. Day 4, I kind of kept up with my meds and water. Make sure you're taking little sips of your water, especially if you've been nauseous the last few days. Because you just need to get that water down. I was probably getting like close to a gallon down that day because I really needed to kind of flush out whatever's going on with your body. And it's going to make you just feel way better. I thought that was probably my least day for calories, though. Most of the time I was probably getting around 2,000, maybe 2,500 right now. The last few days I've probably gotten like close to 3,000 because I don't want to lose any weight. But I was still feeling pretty lazy that day, but it was getting better. But yeah, I only had 1,300 calories that day. And then day 5 it started to get a lot better. Swelling went down significantly that day. Had my first follow-up appointment. My surgeon was like, oh my gosh, your swelling is actually really good for day 5. And I was like, I know, I really haven't done anything either. My pain levels were low. I stopped taking Percocet after day 2 because the pain really wasn't more than like a 5. And I didn't like the syringe medications because it literally just made me feel so sick. Because you crush it up and they don't really get that small. And it just tastes disgusting, even when you syringe it in the back of your mouth. Okay, so yeah, when I went to that, he showed me the x-rays. I don't remember if I'm going to put a picture inside this video of the x-rays, but, basically, they did a little bit different with the surgery about what they were going to do. Originally, it was supposed to be, 6 up, but they ended up doing 4 or 5 millimeters up. Or forward. They went up 1, and they widened right here about 3 or 4 millimeters. And then on the bottom jaw, they ended up moving more backwards than they originally were going to. They moved it back 6 instead of 4. And then they rotated it clockwise 4 millimeters. So there's screws here. It kind of does that. It's on the x-ray. And there's screws here. Or plates, and there's a bunch of screws. I don't know how many to use. And then right here, you've got one plate here, one plate here. That's it. And then they've got screws in them too. They had a suture on each side. This one's pretty much healed. This one still needs some work. But really, the shooters got removed on that appointment, by the way. I mean, like I said, yeah, only 6 plates total. I don't think I'm going to set off airport security, but whatever. Okay, so he told me at that point my bands were going to come off at the next appointment, which it would be this next Tuesday. But, on day 6, oh, because he said ideally, they'll take the bands off at about 1.5 weeks to 2 weeks. Because on my left side, I guess it didn't cut as easy as the right side did. So it was kind of more like a jagged fracture. So they kind of wanted to make sure I was doing okay with it sitting in a splint like this. But one of the rubber bands broke off in the front on day 6, and I talked to my surgeon, and he basically said, no worries, as long as it's not pulling to one side or the other, you're fine. As long as it's keeping you set, you're okay. I was like, cool. So the next day, another one popped off, and it started pulling to one side. So he basically said, you know what, just take all the bands off. It's better to have it just kind of sitting like it is instead of pulling to one side. So I did. And then 3 or 4 hours later, I was starting to get a lot of pain, like really, really bad. I was on Tylenol and ibuprofen, and I was still at like a 6. But anyways, so I took 2 Percocet that night and then went to bed. That was the only other time I ever took a Percocet, because the pain was literally, that was the worst pain I've ever had throughout this entire thing. Was because my muscles were not used to opening and closing. So, let's see. So, the picture you guys are going to see as the YouTube video's picture, it's going to be a side profile picture. That was day 6, if you're wondering. And I was like really impressed with how my side profile looked. That was the only thing I think that changed like too much. My nose went up slightly, but I'm not too worried about it. But my side profile changed significantly from surgery. Even though looking different wasn't my intention, I really just wanted to improve my chewing, improve my breathing, and I wanted my teeth to be perfect. And I'm also I'm a pre-dental student too, so I honestly just want my teeth to look as best as possible. That's basically my main reason for the surgery. Let's see. So day 8, pain kind of continued. But I got the okay from the surgeon to go to another orthodontist to get more bands, because I already popped all the other ones off. And I re-banded myself, and the pain went away completely. So the last couple of days, like I said, this is day 10. I just been kind of keeping the bands on, or off, and then when I get pain, I put them back on, and then when I sleep, I put them all back on. But today, I haven't really had the bands on at all. It's almost 4. No, it's actually 5. It's about 5 o'clock. And with that being said, I haven't had them on all day. And if I start to get pain, like I'm starting to get pain in the right side, I just kind of stretch it out because the muscles are getting used to it, and it feels a lot better. This is the first day I'm actually talking without my mouth closed like this. I'm just trying to get used to it. Like I said, okay, so we'll go with, I'll let you know a little bit. So, day 9, yesterday, that's when I started eating more, like, soft food. You're not allowed to chew until 6 weeks. Don't even try it, because you could really mess up your bones there, and you might have to get into the surgery. So, yesterday, I ate mac and cheese. I ate the whole box. It's about 1,200 calories. But I ate it in front of a mirror, because you're not gonna feel too much on your lips, or, like, other places, too. So you just want to make sure you're getting it in your mouth. It's going to feel really weird at first, but you'll get used to it. So day 10, I'll just go over today. So really, honestly, I'm feeling great. I think I'm doing great recovery-wise. Most people aren't really doing this great by day 10. I don't think not able to talk as well as I am, and their swelling isn't as great. They're not just feeling generalized happy. My teeth are perfect. I love it. Like, look at that. That is great. The split doesn't come out till 6 weeks, but really I'm okay with that. Can't chew till 6 weeks. Like I said, when I get pain, if I do get pain, when I don't have the bands on, I kind of stretch a little bit, and it feels better. The pain is controlled with Tylenol and ibuprofen, so make sure you just stay on top of it at least for a few weeks. I don't know how much longer I'm going to be taking that, but for right now, I'm just staying on top of it. I pretty much have just been eating soft food and like mac and cheese. I had like egg casserole if I really mashed it up. You're not gonna get the same enjoyment when you eat soft food, because I don't know. There's some kind of hormone that gets released when you chew food, and you don't get that same fulfillment when you eat. But I would just say eat it because you're gonna get more calories in that way, and it's a lot better than just drinking liquids. Honestly, the liquid diet hasn't been like as bad as I thought it was gonna be, but still. And I drink a lot of Ensure shakes. They're about 350 calories, and they're so easy to get down. They're only 8 ounces, and it's gonna be the easiest way if you want to maintain your weight. I've probably only lost like up to 5 pounds, honestly, and it's been 10 days. I don't think I'm gonna lose anymore because I get a lot of calories in. But really, less than 5 pounds lost with the surgery. That's really good. I started at about 172. I think I'm like 168 or 167. I have no regrets getting the surgery, honestly. The pain really isn't that bad. After you get past day 4, I think it was great. It wasn't great, but it just started to get better after then. So just, honestly, just stay with it, okay? Those first few days are going to be super hard, and you can even see my day 4 video. I was like, oh my god, this sucks. But yeah, the swelling's going to continue to go down. Again, I had no ice or heat therapy. Any questions, comment below. Probably my next video will probably be at my 1 month mark, so in about 20 days, 3 weeks, or at my 6 week mark when they take the splint out. My swelling should be significantly down by then too, but honestly, it's not even that bad. I only feel, numbness wise, so I told in the last video, I couldn't feel myself touch pretty much everything, but really from like here is the most numb. I can feel, this is fine, but the bulb of my nose is pretty numb. Here is too. I still have pretty good mobility. And then my lower lip up to my chin, it's pretty numb, I'm not gonna lie. My chin feels fine, it's not numb here. But I think it's all gonna come back, because there's nothing that's like dead, if that makes sense. It's just kind of just decreased sensation. I don't think I can feel my gums up here that much, but just a little bit. Okay, so anyways, so thank you so much for subscribing and watching my videos. This whole thing was for you guys. This whole like video blogging thing. It's just for you guys to kind of see like what you need for surgery, because I watched so many videos before I got the surgery, just kind of looking at results and how people are feeling, and your experience is going to be different than mine. Just saying. Just like you see all those other videos. Obviously, I feel like I'm doing a lot better than most people are, but I don't feel like most people explain like how bad day 3 and day 4 are. So just be really prepared for that. Like the first 4 or 5 days are gonna be crap. Okay, so yeah, like I said, I'll see you guys around my 1 month or 6 week mark, and Merry Christmas. I don't know if I can really say that, but thanks again, and I will see you guys soon. Here's a last profile shot. I'll do a profile video, kind of. Alright, I'm really pleased with the results, so I'll see you guys next time. Woo! Bye.